Alright, what is up? This is SLOplays, and I am back again with another Dragon Ball Z Kakarot video. We gotta talk about the future of this game. With the recent DLC Pack 6 release, a lot of people have been asking me, and probably asking other creators, and even, for example, DBS Hype here, is there going to be a Season 3? Will there be more content coming our way in the future? And most likely, okay? Because, I mean, as you can see right here, you probably already read this, but this was something he posted a while ago. I think it was, what was this, 2022? So this is almost, 2 years ago, y'all. This is back in October of 2022. He stated that he has a little bit of news. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot will receive multiple DLCs in the future, covering all kinds of different storylines. Basically, the game will be getting the Xenoverse 2 DLC type of treatment. Lots of Kakarot content is coming. So what does he mean by that Xenoverse 2 DLC type treatment? Well, as you guys know, Xenoverse 2 is still going on. It's still receiving DLC, and there have been several moments and times that, we thought that the game was going to end officially. And here's the best example that is exactly like the situation that we are currently in with Kakarot, where they produce the end of Z as DLC content, and they make it feel like this is going to be the last one, right? It literally says right here, this was back in like, what, 2019, late 2019? It said, with peace restored, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 comes to an end, right? Biggest lie in gaming history, right? Not really. Okay, they definitely still had plans of making new DLC going forward on, okay? But I don't think they expected that they would be making up until, 17 DLC packs, right? Okay, we are still waiting for whatever they're going to reveal for this next upcoming DLC this year. But when it came to Xenoverse 2, they had a season pass which had DLC 1 through 4. Then they had a 5 and a 6 later on, and then a 7 and an 8. Then they did 9 and 10, which this was the last one in terms of the original producer. And that's why it made it feel like it was going to be the end of it. But I think it was the end of an era for Xenoverse 2. That's, I feel like, what they were trying to go for with this. And, we just ended up getting so much more content, and that's going to be probably what we're going to see with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, okay? You see at the very end when you complete the DLC a little, not a title card, but like a little card, okay, an end card that says, thank you, okay, or like, thank you for playing, and it has, the whole, Dragon Ball group of, Goku, friends, family, and everything from the end of Z based on the manga, right? So they really made it feel that way, and that's why I don't blame some people for thinking that this is possibly the final DLC that they'll do for the game, okay? But like I said, we've been here before. You can't count these companies out and these game producers out because they obviously want to make more money, right? And making a whole brand new game costs way more money than if they were to just make content in terms of extra DLC, right? The foundation is there. They already have a PS5, next gen or current gen version of the game. Why not just keep producing more DLC for it, right? The quality of the game and the quality of the content is really, really good, and people will buy the DLC. So this has some absolute truth to it, not only because, it makes sense, but because it's coming from DBS Hype, okay? He is one of the most, if not the most reliable source. I would have to say at this point in time, he is the only source that we really have that is giving us, leaks, really good, reliable leaks. And you can rely on him because here's the most recent example. I mean, he's done it several times in the past with Bardock, with the OG Dragon Ball 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai. This is the most recent one. Okay, this was back in June 28th, 2023. Okay, almost 7 to 8 months before we got an official announcement of the end of Z coming, which was January of this year. Okay, and then they ended up just releasing it less than a month later, right? So you can absolutely count on him because the source that he has is very reliable. And I did message him today through DMs, and I, wanted to try to get maybe an update to see if this was still a thing, right? And obviously I wasn't expecting any news or leaks of what is, what's going to be happening for this Season 3. But he did shed some light that, this is still a thing, okay? He hasn't heard any news on it or anything. But as far as he knows, this is still the plan that they're going to continue doing more content, right? Now, I'm not confirming 100% or any of that. Obviously, I never do unless it's an official, confirmation, right? But I absolutely 100%, believe him. Okay, that's not. I'm not doubting him at all. I know for a fact, he's got a good source. But guys, things can always change. You never know what's going to happen in the future. If CC2 maybe just wants to scrap the idea, okay. But I think it's safe to assume that we'll see more content coming, just because I know for a fact that this DLC and just the entire Season 2 pass did very well in terms of sales, okay? Like, almost every Dragon Ball fan that I know most likely purchased this and tried it out for themselves, right? Because it's a very, very different new experience for some people. Or not for some, but for everyone, because they add in some extra stuff that you never got or you never got to see in the series, right? And it's just a fun game overall. Whether you like the gameplay or not, the content that they're producing, the quality of it is like pretty next level, okay? So I'm going to go over my predictions and speculation of what I expect to see for Season 3, okay? Now, things could change. Again, I don't know what's going to be, in this, but I think what DBS Hype did say was that a focus, okay, the plan is to go with Dragon Ball Super stuff, okay? Now, again, that could always change. They could end up doing GT instead. They could do GT for Season 4. I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting a lot of stuff. So, again, not a confirmation of any of this. This is just my predictions of what I think could possibly happen. And I know Dragon Ball Super Broly and even Superhero is missing from this, because people were like, oh, if you're going to do Dragon Ball Super based stuff, what about those? They could absolutely do that, but I feel like they maybe might save that for a later DLC, just because those are considered like movies. They're still, I hate using that word for Dragon Ball, but they're still part of the main timeline of Dragon Ball Super. But maybe they do, for example, GT for Season 4 DLC number 1, and then maybe they'll move to Broly for 2, and then 3 will be Superhero, maybe. I don't know. That's just random thing that I thought of. But I feel like this makes the most sense if they were going to focus on DBS content, just because these 3 sagas are the main sagas that are part of the Dragon Ball Super anime, okay, that we know and love, right? So, obviously, we've already seen Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. Those were included in, I think it was the very first season. Yeah, it was the very first season, because those were Dragon Ball Z movies, okay? They were considered Z content first before we got the anime adaptation, right? So, Universe 6 versus 7 would make a fantastic DLC. I think Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku versus Hit, Hit being a super popular character, Vegeta versus Kaba, introduction of the Universe 6 Saiyans, solid, right? And everybody wants Monaka. So that right there, Monaka should be the selling point. DLC 8, need I even... I mean, you're looking at the picture. Goku Black Saga, you know how hard that would go? People would shit their pants. And imagine if they ended up doing some content from the manga. Okay, like seeing Goku go Super Saiyan. Not just Rose, but go regular Super Saiyan, right? The yellow-haired, gold-haired. Blow my fucking mind, right? That'd be amazing. We'd finally get to see that, because I would have to say that the Future Trunks saga from DBZ that we got for DLC 3 in the very first season pass, I still think that's the best one. That's been the best one for me, in my opinion. I feel like it just felt like it had the most content. It felt like it was the longest DLC that we got. It just felt amazing. And they added in so much extra stuff, and then seeing the Majin Buu saga, part of the Future saga for Trunks' arc, was insane. So I think they could absolutely go insane with a Future Trunks Goku Black saga, right? And then obviously the final pack being the Tournament of Power. Ooh, man. Imagine Ultra Instinct versus Jiren, full power Jiren, Goku versus Kefla, Vegeta versus Toppo. That would be a huge one. Tournament of Power saga is big. It has a lot of content. Like, those have a lot of content that they could go hard on for a DLC. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how they would adapt it, if they'll even adapt it. But I think those would be that's just going to be my personal hopes and predictions if they're gonna end up doing some DBS stuff. But again, with the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai being a thing, like an actual official DLC, that opened up kind of the possibilities and floodgates for content beyond anything that was in DBZ, right? I think it's safe to assume that we could see you know, more content going from GT, DBS, even original Dragon Ball Saga stuff, okay? I'd love to see, you know, the other tournaments or other arcs from, you know, Dragon Ball that wasn't just the Tenkaichi Budokai. Like, I know we saw a little bit of Kid Goku versus Demon King Piccolo. I know we got a little bit of that, but I would like to see more, you know. Goku versus Tao, Goku versus Tien, those tournaments and stuff. Goku versus Jackie Chan. You know, even the Red Ribbon Army arc would be kind of cool. You know, Goku versus Ninja Murasaki would be hilarious, right? But I don't know. I don't know if that would be something that people are super, super interested in. But y'all let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments what you would like to see for Season 3. But just know that I'm pretty sure content will be coming. Don't expect it anytime soon, though. We literally just got End of Z. So it's going to be a while, maybe even longer. Or maybe they could surprise us and be like, all right, we're already ready to start announcing it. I'm just joking. Probably not. But definitely go support and check out DBS Hype. He is the GOAT. He's the one that, you know, comes through, and he is our most reliable source that we have. So go support him down below. And like I said, drop a like, subscribe here on the channel. Ring my notification bell if you guys want more information in terms of a video format. Have an amazing day. Peace.
This is Broly, and you are watching SLOplays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.